Gemini, January. So Gemini, you continue to have Jupiter in your sign. It's been there since May of last year. Jupiter, the planet of luck, blessings, expansion. It's a really lucky time for you, Gemini. Things can really grow. The right people can come in. You can network with the right people. Because remember, Gemini, you in astrology own the third house. And the third house is the planet of, or is the house of communication. But it's also the house of your environment. So it's related to, your siblings as you're growing up. It's the people around you, your neighbors, your co-workers, the people that surround you on a daily basis. Okay. So when you have luck in that sign, the right people can come in, you can network. So there's a lot of possible growth for you. Now, remember now that Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, has moved into the air sign of Aquarius back on November 19th. That's making a trine, a positive aspect with you, Gemini. You are an air sign, and Pluto is in an air sign. It's going to go on for 20 years. It's just kicking off. And remember, Aquarius rules your hopes, your dreams, the bigger picture. It has themes of large groups of people and friend groups. So you've got all this energy to bring in the right peoples, to open up new doors for you. Now, you also have a trine. Remember, the trine is the triangles, the positive aspects that everybody wants in astrology. So you've got a trine going on with Pluto for 20 years. You've got Jupiter in your sign till June 9th, so lots of good stuff there. Then you have a trine with the sun shining in the sign of Aquarius starting on January 9th, going until February 18th. So you're on a good roll here, Gemini. Now, Mercury will be entering the sign of Aquarius on January 27th. So you will start to have a positive aspect with your ruling planet. So that's great at the end of the month. So if there's important things you need to say or write, this is a good time at the end, towards the end of the month for you. Venus will be in the sign of Aquarius until January 2nd. So you'll be finishing up your trine with Venus. Once it moves into Pisces on January 2nd, that's going to be a square for you, 90-degree angle. So might be not as smooth there, not as harmonious in relationships, but maybe in the big picture, the large groups, those things go a little more smoothly. The one-on-one stuff, a little more challenges, okay? Now, I did a pre-reading for you, Gemini. Now, remember, you're coming down, like we went through that whole Mercury retrograde period in December, well, the end of November, November 25th until December 15th. That was your ruling planet through its retrograde. And remember, it's just starting to go direct, so we're still kind of coming out of it, okay? Now, your first card that showed up in your pre-reading is the Seven of Swords here from the Mystical Melodies deck. Love how he's like whispering, like, shh, don't say it. There's two swords back there, which kind of almost references a relationship. We said you're going to have that square with Venus. And so there's some things here like not being spoken about. Okay, there's a little bit of a hush here. Maybe you're going to wait till later in the month when the energy's flowing more for you with Mercury. Now, the Nine of Swords shows up. And remember, swords is air energy. You are air energy, Gemini. You got to really, your mind is very illuminated, okay? Look at the bed crying. So the Nine of Swords is a very heightened point, so often called the insomnia card. So you might just have a lot on your mind. You may have some things that you know you need to speak up about, and it might just be wearing on you a little bit. So just try to tend to yourself, to maybe you write some things down that you're going to say, and make sure you're tending to getting the rest that you need this month. Now, the Emperor is here, and he is the boss, and he's herding his sheep here, or they look like rams, which is Aries, right? Okay. But it kind of had Capricorn vibes to me when I was first looking at it. And, you know, the Emperor's not going to be pushed around. He's in charge. The sheep or whatever they are follow him. And so he's just kind of pausing, right? He's not rushing. So make sure you gather your energy, pause, and really look at the major decisions that you're making. Now, that was your pre-reading. So let's do your live reading now. Let's see what you need to know. I haven't looked at any of these cards yet. And Just one from each deck here. We're using the Mystical Melodies. We are using the beautiful Pastoral Tarot. We've got the Intense Spellcasters here. And we're going to get 2 from the Spellcasters. Okay, here we go. Your first card is Temperance. Jupiter energy. You have Jupiter in your sign. Look at the stars in her eyes. I think that's so cute. Okay, so there's a lot of luck and blessings, and you have to remember that. And it's interesting because she almost looks like she's tiptoeing. So just remember, things tend to work in your favor these days. Don't hold on to those secrets too long or you'll get yourself into trouble. And when Jupiter's there, things can be big, okay? So it might be big positive, but if it gets out of control, like this 9 of Swords, it can just be a lot of thinking. Here's the 3 of Wands, and he's kind of looking out to see where he wants to go next, what the next adventure is, okay? So maybe this is a good time for you to be planning a trip, thinking about where your next joys lie. We have the King of Swords here. This is you, Gemini. You are the King of Swords. And remember, the cards are non-gender, so the king just goes after what he wants. He's not afraid of the cold. We're in the heart of winter here in Aquarius season up in New England. There's a lot of power here. There's no indecision here. Okay, he's really clear. And so be really clear, use your words wisely. You got the Devil card here, and the Devil card shows up to ask you who has your power. Those are the lovers in front of him. They look kind of, there's a song, Stone, Drunk, and Naked. That's what they look like. Okay, so they are there. They're kind of asking you to take a look at things like gluttony and overindulgence and all the things, we can indulge ourselves in guilt or shame or all those kind of things. So it's asking you to take a look at that stuff. And the King of Swords is here, and he's not going to take that. He's going to clear it up and clear it out. Okay, so take a deep dive. This winter is a great time to take a deep dive emotionally, get some things cleared up and out, free yourself up, because there's a lot here about like dysfunctional relationships. Okay, I'm going to pull a clarifying card for the Devil card just to see for any of you what exactly this is representing. What is the Devil card here representing here for Gemini? We got a couple runaway cards here. And the one that really jumped out was this King of Wands. Okay, something really loud, speaking into the megaphone. I think you know what this is basically what this is telling me. I think you know what this is loud and clear. Okay, but just in case, I'm going to pull one more. Anything else about what the Devil card is referencing here? And it's the 8 of Wands, and there's a little duck crossing the pond, all of her little ducklings behind her. It's almost like follow the leader. So see if you identify with that. 8 of Wands is often a card like the honeymoon card traditionally. So it could just be an old relationship, okay? All right, now this is your reading. Let's go week by week now and see what you need to know here, Gemini, as we move through the month of January. Just make these a little more visible for you. Okay, so let's go week by week here. We're going to do 4 weeks in January, seeing what Gemini needs to know. Week 1, here's the 2 of Pentacles. It's kind of weighing something back and forth. 2 is a relationship number. Pentacles is anything of value, okay? So weighing this back and forth. Second week, the Magician shows up. Great card, Scorpio card, associated with the planet Mars and the planet Pluto. Some people call this a Mercury card also, which can be the trickster. Okay, so, but to me, the Magician is the alchemist. He can make anything happen. It's showing up under the 3 of Wands. What next adventures do you want to take? And it's kind of like weighing out spending the money or not. And the Magician's coming in, teaches us that anything and everything is possible. Okay, fabulous card. Week 3, we've got the 3 of Swords, and it's coming in underneath the King of Swords here. So there's some old pain being addressed here. King of Swords is no nonsense. He wants to take care of it and get on with it. Week 4, you've got the 5 of Swords. So you've got maybe there's some You know what I see this as? I see this as you winning over this stuff that the devil card pulled up, winning over some, um, like some old arguments with yourself. He's holding three swords, but he's also like been in words with these people back here. So you're going to clear some stuff up. You're really clearing stuff up. It's almost like you've had the vibe I get with the Eight of Wands there with all the little ducks following. Maybe you've had some like people just kind of holding on to you or following you, or like maybe some people that are still in love with you, something like that, and they're like just kind of following you, and now you're like, okay, I see this loud and clear and I need to make the change. I'm gonna just grab a couple clarifying cards on this. And the Lover shows up, and the Page of Wands, and he's kind of got his hand over his mouth. He's like, whoa. Okay, so this is the vibe I was getting. Kind of reiterates that to me, that there is some old lovers around, or people who just maybe are in love with you. You know it loud and clear, and it's almost like it's tapping your energy, so it wants to be cleared up. Page of Wands wants to move forward lightly, and he wants to have fun and move forward. So there's some relationship there that you have to clear up. Hopefully you don't hurt anyone's feelings, but the message is loud and clear that it's kind of tapping on your energy field. Okay. All right. I'm going to move these to the side, and we are going to go into some of these charms and some of these dice to give you power days for the month of January. Okay. And our dice roll, we've got Uranus, Sagittarius, 7th house. Okay, Uranus is the, oh wow, anything can happen. It rules the sign Aquarius, so it's kind of implying Aquarius season, which we're in. And then the sign of Sagittarius, which is about freedom and higher learning and expansion and travel. And the 7th house is the house of relationships, okay? So that kind of reiterates to me again that there's somebody that's like maybe under the guise of being a friend, who's kind of been lingering around, kind of maybe is interfering somewhat into your energy field. That's what I'm getting. And so this is showing me clearing that up, making space. Okay. All right. I'm going to put these up to the top. I'm going to give you some charms here. This big bowl of charms. I'll these on a calendar. They all go flying everywhere around the room. And let's see what you got. Some French fries here at the top, and a lunar moth. The letter P is up here. All right, so this is just fun. Just see what you connect with, if you feel a connection to anything. And it looks like on I guess this is back in December, so this would be the 31st, 30th, 29th of December. You've got the symbol for Gemini there, okay? So this is you, Gemini, 29th. 30th, you have the letter R. The 8th of January, the letter A. You've got a mermaid here on the 13th, almost leading into the 14th of January. You've got some activity. Most of your activity is here. The 19th, you've got an anchor along with the tree of life. The 20th, on Martin Luther King Day, you have an A. I think that's also the inauguration. 22nd, you have a dog, and you have the word XS, extra small, on the 23rd, along with a little turtle. Okay, so it looks like a lot of the energy, 19th, 20th, 22nd, 23rd. You've got a moose here on the 25th, and another moose here on what would be February 1st, okay? And moose to me are a symbol of strength, but it's like they're vegetarians. They swim. They do all these things you wouldn't think, right? And they're these huge creatures. So a lot of power there with two moose there. Okay, now we have the word wrap. We have the word axe. And not that many. Sap. Sap. Didn't we say about your energy? There's something sapping your energy, okay? All right, so get grounded, get rooted, get clear, and do what you need to do.